What's happening, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Ralph Graves. Welcome to the Ralph Graves Jr. Morning Show. And here we are on this beautiful Wednesday morning, coming to you live on Facebook Live and Instagram Live. So glad to have you guys join, to have you guys on. Now, listen, working out a lot of kinks today. Working out a lot of things that we have to work out. I'm no longer at WWDB AM in Philadelphia. I'm coming to you from South Jersey. You know why? And let me just be transparent and tell you why. My audience is here. You guys are my audience. My audience is here on Instagram Live and Instagram. I'm gonna fix you guys up better next week. We're just kind of doing this thing. Hey, Deshaun, a great morning. And my audience is on Facebook Live. My audience is on YouTube Live. And so I really didn't know the numbers on the AM side. I really didn't know who was listening. I really didn't know if it was worth, but I wanted to be able to bring some great programming and do it better and at a better time for my audience here on these platforms, my streaming audience on Instagram Live. Good morning. And Facebook Live. Good morning. So we're here. The gang's all here, though. Hello, gang. Hello, girls. Hello, ladies.
Hello. Good morning.
Janae's here. Kyer is here. Everybody's here. You know, we're producing the show from our offices, from where we are. So give us some grace when it comes to the glitches, everybody. Give us some grace. Like I said, Instagram. I'll hook y'all up better next week. This is our first week doing. I just wanted to jump right in. New time. 10 a.m. every Wednesday from 10 to 11. We'll be right here streaming for you on YouTube Live, on Instagram Live, on Facebook Live. Still the same great programming. My name is Pastor Ralph Graves Jr. So I pastor the Cornerstone Community Church in Millville, New Jersey. That's where we are every Sunday. Every Sunday I pastor there. We praise God. We have a great time there. God has been good to us. God has been blessing us down through the years, and been 15 years in January. 15 years in January. So keep us in prayer. You can visit the church website, www.c3ecornerstone.net. You can still take out some great ads on the show. We'll be running commercials. People see commercials. This platform stays up. We never take it down. So globally, people get a chance. What kind of ads and whatnot you're running. So I'm so glad you're today's topic, everybody. Today's topic is this: keeping an open mind. We're going to talk about the dangers of having a closed mind. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the dangers of having a closed mind. The question of the day, and I want you to think about this question of the day. What is your most random talent? What is your most random talent? What's going on, Instagrammers? What is your most random talent? I'm gonna keep looking at two cameras until I set this up properly next week. I listen to our show on courage. And so sometimes you have to have the courage to go out and do things on your own. And it's not going to be perfect the first time, but you guys get a chance to see this show as it is before it becomes what God intended to become. But we have to start somewhere. So it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be some hopping around, be looking at two different cameras until we get it right. But your question of today is, what's the most random talent that you possess? Just random. I don't know. What is maybe I don't know what your random talent is. I don't know. What is your most random talent? So the topic today is keeping an open mind. Follow me on Twitter, Ralph Graves Jr. Instagram, Ralph Graves Jr. Facebook, Ralph Graves Jr. That's the Twitter poll today. Ladies, how was your weekend? I know I always ask you this on Wednesday, 2 days after the weekend. Kaya, what you do this weekend? It's Kaya, everybody at the bottom of the screen there.
This weekend.
What you do?
OMG, what did I do?
Did you do anything?
I did.
Jay, how was your weekend?
My weekend was all right. I never really remember what I did on the weekend. I must not have done anything.
Okay. How about this, guys, and all of our listeners? What's up, Wayne Young? Glad you're joining on Facebook Live, The Real One, Facebook Live, Shelly, Facebook Live, Tori Santiago. I'm sorry, all these are Instagram people. I'm saying Facebook Live, Instagram people. So glad you guys could join in. What did you guys try new? I'm gonna tell you what I tried new. Remember, we always have that segment. This week I tried. Mm-hmm. I tried avocado ranch dressing. I don't like avocado. There's nothing like an avocado. There's nothing about an avocado that I like.
They're good.
It doesn't. How's it good? It doesn't taste like anything.
Because you get to like season it, and you can smash it, and you can put chili flakes on it.
Avocados are terrible.
Really good.
I don't think
I tried a whole bunch of stuff this over the week.
What'd you try?
I made a cheesecake, and I couldn't find graham crackers for the graham cracker crust.
Right.
So I used Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal.
How'd that work out for you?
I guess it turned out really good. The person liked the cheesecake. But yeah, I couldn't believe I couldn't find any graham crackers. Like it was incredible. So I just used probably 4 to 6 tablespoons of butter and 75% of a box of cereal to make a 9-inch cheesecake crust.
Graham crackers was my least favorite snack growing up as a kid. Like when my mom would put graham crackers in my lunch. Back when we could go to school. Yeah, back when we could go to school. Like
right. That was like 30 years before we couldn't go to school.
Yeah, they just walk to the kitchen now. But back when we had to actually buy lunch boxes, graham crackers was my least favorite snack.
I like graham crackers.
What did you? Hey, good morning, Tracy Fisher. What did you try What did you try new this weekend, Kaya?
You know,
I
really didn't try anything new.
No,
you said that you were going to try something new.
I know.
You made a commitment last week.
You know what? I did try something new because I go out every single day during the weekend, and on Saturday and Sunday I stay home. I did homework and I relaxed. Normally I'm out until it's time to go to work again. So that's new for me.
So how'd you feel? Refreshed, recharged?
Yes, I did. My body was so tired. Like Friday after work, I kind of didn't even want to go out because I just felt my body being so tired. Yeah. So then Saturday and Sunday, I just stayed in and I felt much better.
Sure.
See, there's something to that home life.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, I'm telling you something, us old folks, we know something about that. Ain't nothing in them streets. But anyway, go back to this avocado thing. My brother checked in, Greg Caven checked in. Like, I don't like avocado. He says avocado, half, some salt, put on tuna on top, made the way you like it. But it still doesn't, it just tastes like slimy tuna fish.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
and it's good fats,
I grew up with Greg and I don't trust his palate. I'm just telling you that. I'm just kidding. All right, guys, listen. Keep an open mind. Hey, what's going on, Richard Ponto? We're talking about today the importance of keeping an open mind. Point number one on how to keep an open mind. First of all, let's talk about a closed mind. A closed mind will prevent you. A closed mind will prevent you from being all that God called you to be. A closed mind keeps you trapped in old ways and old sayings and superstitions. That's what a closed mind is about. It's about keeping you in an old way and superstitions and things like that. I was talking to my son yesterday about a father's desire that his children go further than them. And a parent must have an open. I know fathers, I know mothers who are jealous of their daughters. I know fathers who are jealous of their sons. Yes, these people exist. Are afraid that their kids might do better than them. No, an open mind says that you want your children to do better. What if I didn't do any better than my grandfather? What if my dad didn't do any better than his dad? And I didn't do any better than my dad? I'd be just like my grandfather and his dad. So an open mind allows us to grow. And I want my son and I want my grandsons and I want everybody in my lineage to do much better than but in order for them to do that, they're going to have an open mind. So how do we open up our minds? No, point number one, and we only got a few points. These are very light, but I want you to think about these things. Learn to introduce variety. I've been kidding about this avocado, and my buddy Greg said avocado with tuna and salt. I'm gonna have to open up my mind, and I might be missing something. I need to introduce that. There's a variety, So in order to open up your mind, introduce variety. We're not sure you could introduce variety by changing up your date spot and all that kind of stuff. That's a nice variety, right? Or taking a trip. But I'm talking about maybe you're used to going to the beach, right? Maybe you've never tried the mountains. Open up a variety, introduce variety. Maybe you need to go to the mountains this time, right? If you haven't met new people outside of the office, outside of where you are, outside of your circle, if you haven't met new people in the last 6 months, introduce variety. Make it a point to go meet some people that you've never met before. How about taking a local cooking class? How about picking up a musical instrument? How about beginning to open up your mind? This openness to new experiences, it introduces, it increases our complexity. That's what it does. It increases our complexity to make new connections and new patterns between some unrelated things. And so to open up your mind, introduce variety. So what do you guys say about that? What do you guys think about introducing variety to what you already do? Now, we're not talking about going haywire, but what's something different that you could do that you're doing? How could you introduce variety, Janae?
Introducing variety is easy once you span it across just like every area of your life.
Yeah.
Like how we're like talking about food, like how you've tried avocado toast or you've tried avocados or something.
I have not tried avocado toast.
Avocado toast is really good. You should probably start there. But anyway, yeah, you just decide to try something else, like with like training and whatever. Okay, today I'm gonna do back. But if you only ever train back, the rest of your body would look very weird. So you have to introduce variety so that you become a well-rounded person.
Right. Okay. What's up, Smooth the Barber on Instagram? What's going on? Deshauna Clark, before I go to Kair, she says, opening your mind allows you to have new experiences. It does. So we're talking about it. Kair, how are some of the things, or what kind of variety could you introduce, or what do you think about what we just said about introducing variety to your life schedule?
It's good, especially for like cooking, because I could do different things like when the different seasons come around.
Yeah.
Like with my food, like as far as themes of like the holidays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So introducing variety to what I do would do me well.
Okay. Yeah. How about you guys on Facebook, guys on Instagram Live? What do you think about this opening your mind? See, introducing variety helps us to open our mind. Remember, closed-mindedness, it's no good. It's no good for growth. It's no good for you expanding your sphere of influence, if you will. All of us, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're watching this, or solopreneur, whatever you got going on, even if in the jobs that you work, right? Be open-minded. And we're gonna go a little bit deeper than just introducing variety. I got something that really messed with me as I was going over this, something that I really need to practice to do. But open-mindedness, if we stay closed-minded, man, it just keeps us right where we are, And it's, you ever meet some folks that never left the neighborhood, like never left. I'm not talking about left and came back and did some great things. I'm talking about just never left for whatever reason. Their mind was too closed to see other opportunities. Their mind was too closed to really believe in themselves, to believe that God has planted something inside of you that the world needs to experience, right? It's up to you to go find your audience, to find your clientele, to find your if you're a salesperson, to find the folks that you're selling to. Smooth the Barber on Instagram Live says this. He said, I think having an open mind definitely changed the way I attack my career every day in the barber world, meaning like different techniques and new hairstyles. I mean, really, whatever. Thank you for saying that, Mike. The things that you're doing, even where you are, even where you're working, how can you do that different? It takes an open mind. I mean, he's just talking from a barber's perspective. You know what I saw funny, ladies? I saw guys that are like, my son posted it, right? Guys with baldies, like me. I've been bald since I'm 20 years old. I don't think my children has ever seen me with hair. I did.
Not in real life.
What'd you say, Janae?
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, I did one of those face swaps on guys. This was funny. I did a face swap on my iPhone when I do use it. And I showed my grandson, and I was Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando, and I put my face on it, and my grandson was looking at it, and he said, "Papa, I ain't comfortable with that." So I ain't never had that. He was laughing. He was like, "I ain't too comfortable with that." So, but I seen like the barbers now and the hairstylists now, guys are going in, and like the women that would get extensions and glue-ons, and guys are doing it now. Right. And so a barber, whether he agrees with it or not, a hairstylist, whether he agrees with it or not, he has to become skilled, or she has to become skilled in that area, because you might have a customer. So you got to open up your mind to be able to do those things. So Smooth the Barber, when you learn how to do that, I'm going to come to you for some dreads. Okay. I just want to preach one Sunday with some dreads in my hair. No, I'm only kidding. I think my church would run me out. You know. But guys, listen, share this post, share this with somebody, kind of, you know, let people know what's going on. If you want to take out an ad, they're still available. We're still playing commercials. We're still playing your ad. Contact Kyer at Kyer. What's your email address again? Is Kyer on? Kyer?
Yeah, her email. Yeah, she just got dropped from the thingy, but this is her email.
Okay. What's her email? Right along the bottom there. There's Kyer's email. Kate.Burt.
You're going to try to get back in?
At gmail.com. We told you we're working out the kinks today. We're working out the kinks. It's going to get better and better. But if you want to take out an ad, we're about to play some ads and play some commercials now, and come back with our question of the day and topic of the day. Because I want to hear. Good morning, Joyce, Sister Joyce. We love you. I want to hear, what is your most what is your most random talent? What is your most random talent? My name is Ralph Graves Jr. You are watching the Ralph Graves Jr. Show on Facebook Live and Instagram Live, and we will be right back after these messages. Hey everybody, my name is Ralph Graves Jr. I'm the host of the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, and I want to invite you to pick up my book, Unstoppable. I wrote a book called Unstoppable. It's 7 universal laws that will transform how you pursue and achieve success. The one thing that my 20 years of law enforcement has taught me is that no matter who you are, we are all governed by universal laws, like gravity. But in this book, we're going to talk about laws like the law of forgiveness, laws like the law of control, the law of intelligent practice, the law of expectancy. I was able to see how those, no matter what their background was, those who identified and treated these laws with respect, they were able to go on and lead successful lives. So pick up this book, and you can go ahead and pick it up at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, RalphGravesJr.com, where anywhere where fine books are sold. Thank you.
Revive Hydration is a proud sponsor of the Ralph Graves Morning Show. Revive Hydration is the first IV hydration and vitamin infusion service in the South Jersey area. For more details, please visit their website at www.revivehydration.com, or you can give them a call at 856-485-0070. Again, their website, www.revivehydration.com, or give them a call at 856-485-0070.
Hey everybody, my name is Ralph Graves Jr. I am the author of this book called Unstoppable. Now, what Unstoppable is about is it's 7 universal laws that will transform how you pursue and achieve success. Why don't you pick up your copy today? Go to my website, www.ralphgravesjr.com. Go to Amazon. This book is sold wherever fine books are sold, anywhere in the country. My name is Ralph Graves. Let's be unstoppable together.
Do you believe in your singing abilities? The I Believe Project is giving a chance for 5 singers to record an album in a professional studio for free. Be sure to submit your video. Friends and fans, along with celebrity judges, get to help choose the winners, calling all singers and critics. And friends and fans, get ready to help vote for your favorites. Visit IBelieveProject.live for more details and your chance to win.
All right, we're back. Thanks for bearing with us as we work out all these kinks and what. Instagram is probably going crazy. Like, I'm seeing this guy click his computer. Listen, it is what it is. But welcome back to the Ralph Graves Jr. Morning Show. I'm Ralph Graves. I'm your host, Ralph Graves. Janae is here. Kyer is here. Is Kyer back? Did we work out those points?
No, Kyer's not back yet.
Not back yet. Is she working on getting back?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So we'll get her back. We'll get her back. But anyway, guys, this is what we're talking about today. We're talking about having an open mind. But I do have a question out there, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you, Beauty Mark community joined. Thank you for the folks on Instagram that have joined. I can't say all your names. I can't look at it that fast. But the question of the day is this. What's the question? The question is, what is your most random talent? What is the most random talent that you have? Now, we're talking about having an open mind. And we're talking about, having an open mind. But I also want to talk about pivoting too. But we're talking about having an open mind. But what is your most random talent? What's the most random talent you have? Janae, what's your most random talent?
I'm the one who comes up with these questions. And half the time I don't even think about if I have an answer to them. But the one that I always go to, I guess, is like I'm pretty good at guessing what time it is.
So you could just guess the time of day.
Yeah, and like it does have a lot to do with like the position of the sun in the sky, but sometimes I really just feel it, like if like in my bones.
Right.
And I also can flip my eyelids, but
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
You want to see my eyelids?
I know what my random talent is.
Do you want me to show you my eyelids flipped?
No, we don't want to see you flipping your eyelids this morning. I know what my most random talent is.
What?
Interpreting dreams.
Oh, that's right. He's pretty good, you guys.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna get like all these like, I had a dream.
Well, I have to know a little bit about you to talk about why you had that dream. My kids come to me and they're like, Dad, that makes absolute sense. I don't know why I have that talent to sit down and talk to you about your dream and interpret your dream. But all my kids come to me and
I forgot you could do that.
Yeah. I had a wild dream the other day, just craziness. But and I know what it's about. But
what if you couldn't interpret your own dreams? What if you couldn't interpret your own dreams?
I don't know. I just have that talent to do that. Mine was about trying bigger things and doing bigger things and I guess having an open mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my most random talent. Is Kyer back yet?
No. Oh, we got one here.
Oh, yes, that's right. Gregory Caving. He said he can greet you in 27 languages, and he can. I know he can greet you in 27 languages. That's a random talent that he has. Yeah. Anybody else care to share? Instagram Live, what's your most random talent? While you're thinking about that, let's look at point number 2 when it comes to having an open mind, when it comes to why we need to have an open mind. Or how to get an open mind, what I should say, and how one point on how to really get one. We talked about introduce variety to your life. Point number 2 is quiet your mind on a regular basis. You know why I said on a regular basis? Does anybody have words they can't pronounce as much as I talk regularly? See, I struggle with it. Janae, go back to the screen. What other word did your father struggle with?
Similarly.
I can't say similarly to save my life, or similarities. Now, I said it because I really had to think about it. I know my buddy Greg can say hi in 27 language, but I can't say regularly.
Regularly.
Yeah, similarities. I can't say those things.
Similarities.
Quiet your mind regularly on a regular basis. How do we do this? The act of meditating, right, can be an open-minded, open-minded one for many. Now, when we talk about meditation, all kinds of guided meditation, I'm not talking about you going deep into. I meditate, and you might say, Pastor Graves, you meditate? Yes, I read the Word of God, right? I pray, I meditate on just being still, being quiet, hearing from God, not speaking into the text that I read, but allowing the text to speak into me, and then I contemplate. That means, how do I apply what the text said to me? So I read the text, I meditate, I contemplate. But meditating can it's really allows me to open my mind. You might feel uncomfortable doing it. There's a bunch of guided meditations on whatever platform you want to look at. But there's even a book on controlled breathing on BreatheWorks. You ever see this kind of stuff? Like, I'm just stumbling on this kind of stuff on how your breathing can really help you really helps your body. Most of us breathe incorrectly. You got mouth breathers.
I was watching
Good.
the Incredible Hulk movie, the one where Edward Norton was the Hulk.
Yeah,
and
one of the worst ones.
What? No.
But continue.
No, that was like I watched that in 2 different languages. Anyway, he was learning breathing exercises so that he wouldn't Hulk out.
Yeah. I mean, some of you might have temper problems. Learn some breathing exercises, right? Quiet your mind. Moms, this is huge. I know you got kids running all over the house. You got school at home now. All of a sudden, you working from home, school at home. Like I'm envisioning my daughter and what she goes through, right? You're a teacher and you're working. My cousin does the same thing. Every time I call my cousin, she's like, listen, I gotta go. I'm a guidance counselor right now. So, but you gotta get to that place to where you quiet your mind. Dads, you got to get there too. Right? And quiet your mind doesn't mean kick back and with your favorite beverage. No, because that starts influencing your thoughts. I'm talking about quieting your mind. Get to a place you can breathe, you get quiet, you can meditate, you can contemplate. If you are a believer, which I hope you are, for God so loved the world, gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. If you're a believer, get to the place where you're praying, where you're hearing from the Lord. Just calm yourself. Quiet your mind on a regular basis, and it begins to open up your mind. You begin to get more relaxed. You begin to welcome some things and maybe some things you haven't tried. Maybe you begin to tolerate some people you couldn't tolerate. Maybe you start looking at things from a different perspective instead of your own. Now, I know you're right all the time. I know you're the smartest person in the room. But see, that's a closed-minded thinking that you're the smartest person in the room, thinking that you're the smartest person on the topic, thinking that you got all the answers. That's closed-mindedness. We're talking about becoming all that God has called us to become. What if Abraham had a closed mind? Bible scholars. What if Noah had a closed mind? Rain? What is rain? Lord, I ain't building no ark. I'm a farmer. I'm not a contractor. Not a shipbuilder. What if some of our favorite Bible characters had closed minds? What is your closed mind keeping you from becoming? So, in order to get an open mind, we have to introduce variety to our lives. We have to quiet our mind on a regular basis. Hey, Kyer, we asked the crowd, and I'm asking you because I see that you're back. What's your most random talent? Mine's interpreting dreams. Janae's was
I know what time it is.
She knows what time it is without looking at a watch. What's yours?
What the heck?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. It's like a deep or like random intuition of talent, because I can have a dream about something and then like something similar happens to it, like it's giving me a sign or something, and it's like always right every time.
There you go. You have a deep intuition. We all have these random talents. And we kind of we think everybody possesses them. We all have this superpower, I guess. I don't know what to call it. But God has given us all random talents, you know. Janae, what time is it? Real quick, hurry up.
Well, it's 10:30.
Question of the day: what is your most random talent? If you care to share, if you're watching on Instagram Live, thanks for checking it. I'm sorry that the aesthetics is not pretty as it is on Facebook Live, but Facebook Live, join in. I don't see anybody sharing a random talent. Are you afraid to share with us your random talent? Are you afraid of that? Share with us. Open your mind. I like to know what your random talent is. I might need you one day. I might not have a watch on and say, Janae, what time is it? You know, I might say, you know, hey, Kyer, what is your spidey senses saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, so what's your random talent? What's your random talent? Hey, I'm glad. Listen, when I'm with my buddy Greg, no matter who we come in contact with, he can say hello in 27 languages. So that's gifts from God. Yeah, without a doubt. The talents. Deshauna, you comment on this program a lot. What's your random talent? What's your random talent? What's your random talent? Something you tried over the weekend. If you guys have tried something new, share Share. Sister Joy Smith said, I can't figure it out. You know what I experienced? Well, I could talk about that, but I got to talk about this. I want to talk about pivoting. This is the reason why we're talking about having an open mind, because we have to learn to pivot. If you don't have an open mind, you know what a pivot is? A pivot is, it's not going right in this direction, so I got to pivot and go to the other direction. I'm still moving toward my goal, but I have to pivot. And only folks who have an open mind have mastered the art of pivoting. Some of you had to pivot when the pandemic first hit. Had to pivot. As soon as the pandemic hit. Didn't know anything about virtual conferences, right? But you learned. It's called a pivot. Didn't know anything about working from home, business owners, but you learned. You had to pivot. Some of you learned, business owners, entrepreneurs, right? Some of you have learned that we don't need to pay all that money in rent. We can make just as much money with folks working from home. So now the people you were paying rent to in those buildings, they're going to have to pivot. So you're going to have an open mind as life changes. You have to learn to pivot. So this is what this open mind is all about. Closed-mindedness. We've done it this way for years. That will kill your company. That will ruin your family. I'm a pastor. That'll ruin your church. That's a deadly terminology to churches. We've always done it this way. And that's a closed-mindedness. You know, there are other ways to get some stuff done. So tell me about keeping an open mind. All right, this is the point here. You know what, Janae, do we take a break right now? And we'll come back with the verse of the day, because this next point's kind of deep. And I want to, this is challenging people.
Yeah, we can do whatever you want.
Let's take a break. Wow. See that? I'm no longer at the radio station. I could do whatever I want. Let's take a break right now. Right. And we'll come back with the verse of the day. And we'll come back with point number 3 on why you should keep and learning to keep an open mind. All right. Ralph Graves Jr. Show. Be right back.
Revive Hydration is a proud sponsor of the Ralph Graves Morning Show. Revive Hydration is the first IV hydration and vitamin infusion service in the South Jersey area. For more details, please visit their website at www.revivehydration.com, or you can give them a call at 856-485-0070. Again, their website, www.revivehydration.com, or give them a call at 856-485-0070.
Hey everybody, my name is Ralph Graves Jr. I'm the host of the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, and I want to invite you to pick up my book, Unstoppable. I wrote a book called Unstoppable. It's 7 universal laws that will transform how you pursue and achieve success. The one thing that my 20 years of law enforcement has taught me is that no matter who you are, we are all governed by universal laws, like gravity. But in this book, we're going to talk about laws like the law of forgiveness, laws like the law of control, the law of intelligent practice, the law of expectancy. I was able to see how those, no matter what their background was, those who identified and treated these laws with respect, they were able to go on and lead successful lives. So pick up this book, and you can go ahead and pick it up at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, RalphGravesJr.com, where anywhere where fine books are sold. Thank you.
Do you believe in your singing abilities? The I Believe Project is giving a chance for 5 singers to record an album in a professional studio for free. Be sure to submit your video. Friends and fans, along with celebrity judges, get to help choose the winners. Calling all singers and critics. And friends and fans, get ready to help vote for your favorites. Visit IBelieveProject.live for more details and your chance to win.
Hey everybody, my name is Ralph Graves Jr. I am the author of this book called Unstoppable. Now, what Unstoppable is about is it's 7 universal laws that will transform how you pursue and achieve success. Why don't you pick up your copy today? Go to my website, www.ralphgravesjr.com. Go to Amazon. This book is sold wherever fine books are sold, anywhere in the country. My name is Ralph Graves. Let's be unstoppable together. First of the day. Go ahead, Janae. What's the first of the day?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okie doke. Having an open mind requires trying things. Staying in your bubble is not how you do that. 1 Thessalonians 5:21 simply states, "Prove all things, hold fast that which is good." Step out of your closed mind and experience the possibilities.
Yeah. You know, and I on Instagram Live going to commercial, and Janae, we're learning, and everybody's learning this process. You're going to watch us produce. We can actually leave the mic unmuted so Instagram can kind of see the commercials. So I've been talking to them, but behind the scenes on Instagram Live, Smooth the Barber said he definitely had to pivot when the barbershop closed in March. You got to learn to pivot. This is what this open mindedness is about. Our guy. Trust the process, or TY Pursuit says this: trust the process, trust your struggle, trust it, you know? So it's part of it. First Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Open your mind, hold fast to what God has said. Behind the scenes on Instagram Live, you know, Smooth Barber said it again. He said, "Hey, Pastor, God is good." That's all God is. He's good. He's love. That's exactly what he is. So we got to trust him, trust the things he's put inside of us, trust the process, trust our own processes that he's given us. Learn to pivot. I wanted to say something. Oh, here we go. I had to say this. Point number 3. This is the one we could probably stay in for a minute. Point number 3. Promote thoughtful disagreement. All right. It's point number 3 in keeping an open mind. How to open up my mind. You promote thoughtful disagreement. Now, what this means is this. I'm not telling you to be a keyboard warrior. All right. I'm not telling you to be a keyboard thug. I'm not telling you to go online and, you know, and blast somebody for their whatever beliefs that they have. But what we're talking about, actually, Stephen Covey wrote in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He writes this. He said, when you seek first to understand, then to be understood. You have to seek first to understand, then be understood. Imagine this, guys. Imagine this, audience. If you walked into every conversation trying to understand the other person's perspective before you made your point. Imagine that if a priority was to understand the other person's perspective before you tried to drive your point home. That's promoting thoughtful disagreement. This is something I had to work on. Yeah, I pastor a church, police officer, retired police officer, sergeant, police department, 20 years, right? I started at 21, 22. I don't know how old I was. Started early. And pastoring a church and doing those things like that. But I had to learn, I had to really pray about empathy. And I had to really learn seeing things from another person's perspective, because some folks will talk to you and you'll be so eager to get your point across. But remember, because you're so smart, I'm so smart, we have all the answers, that we fail to see it from their perspective first. Remember Bible readers. Remember when the woman caught in adultery, they brought her to Jesus. She wasn't caught after the adultery. She was caught in the act or whatever they was doing. They was getting it on. They was caught in the act. They bring her to Jesus, right? Jesus knows the law. Jesus kneels down. They're like, what should we do? They're going to stone her and all this stuff. Jesus, first of all, he talks to her accusers. And then while she's still standing there in all her shame, he knows how shameful she feels. He knows what she feels. He says to her simply, go and sin no more. Now, you and I would have gave her a lecture. You and I would have told her, you know better than that. You're supposed to be a queen. You're supposed to be a king. Look at you, bringing shame to your mom and dad. We would have blasted her. But Christ, the one we're supposed to be following because we're supposed to be disciples and Christians, which mean Christ-like, simply says to her, already understands her shame, already understands that she knows better. She don't have to be reminded that she knows better. He promotes thoughtful disagreement and says to her simply, go, sin no more. When was the last time you entered into a conversation and seeing it from their perspective was more important than you getting your point across? That's what open people do. Go ahead, Jeanette.
I don't even it's not even I think I'm sure that I only do that. Like I only go into situations to understand then to be understood in terms of like dealing with my fiance. Just like he's the only person that I do that with. Like at least on purpose.
Yeah. 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 You know, what would your life be like if I mean, how many more people will really come to you? How many more? I mean, if we're Christ-like, I mean, how many more people see that love? First, let me see it from your perspective before I even try to drive home my point. But most of us, we're just waiting to respond with our answer because remember, we're the smartest people in the room. We read a book on this topic, so we're right. We instead of dealing with people with love and with empathy and promoting thoughtful disagreement within ourselves, we try to get a point across. So that's what open mind. That's what when as you begin to open your mind, open-minded people begin to do. That's the importance of it. You want to have influence. You want to impact people's lives. When they come to you with something, see it. Try to see it from their perspective first, even if their perspective might be off center. Try to see where they come from. Seek to understand before you seek to be understood. How do you guys think about that? We think about that, Kyer. Do you go into conversations like that?
No.
No. I tell you the truth. I didn't. This is something I had to work on like recently, like in the last 2 years. But it changes things. Is that something you think you'll be able to do?
Yeah, I feel like if I know.
Yeah.
But I don't like not being confident about something and then, acting like I do.
Right. Yeah. It's harder than it sounds, guys. It really is because we're good people. We like to think we're good. We're not good people. The Bible says none of us are good, but we're self-centered. And although we might be kind, we're still self-centered. We might be nice. We're still self-centered. We still want to offer what we still want to be understood rather than to understand first. It's something you're going to have to work on. And maybe you already mastered it. I don't know. If you're watching on Facebook Live, on Instagram Live, and you mastered that, do tell us how to master it. Please tell us how to master it. But it's part of having an open mind. It's part of growing. It's part of what do you call it, Janae? Introspection, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's part of it. Yeah, it's part of really self-measuring and am I really being Christ-like? Am I seeking to understand first and then be understood? So there you have it. That's promote a thoughtful disagreement. That's point number 3 in keeping an open mind. I still got the question out there. Any Facebook listeners, any Instagram listeners want to chime in? What's a random talent? Okay, all right. Oh, Deshauna Clark, she chimes in. She says, okay, my random talent is the ability to rhyme. Okay, Grandmaster Deshauna Clark. I do a walk and talk with Coach D, motivation, encouragement. I flow with my words, and I was never a rapper. It just happened randomly. See, you have an inner poet. Hey, Deshauna, where can they find you walking and rapping? Let me promote that. I want them to promote, where can they find you walking and rapping, giving a daily dose of encouragement? You are an encourager. Dan Fritz, what's going on, Dan? Good to see you, man. I'm glad you're sticking your head in the door, man. Glad to see you, man. You mean a lot to us, a lot to the show, man. God bless you. God bless you. Dan, what is your random talent, brother? What is your random talent? I know you have a few. You and I share the same sense of humor, which is scary sometimes, but I know you have a random talent. So we're talking about keeping an open mind, talking about introducing variety, helps you open up your mind. I'm going to try. I'm going to go to Greg Caven's house. I'm going to try. Greg, get that ready. I'm going to try avocado, tuna, and sea salt. And I hate avocado, but I'm going to keep an open mind, and I'm going to try it. Marianne Trust God Lang, good to see you. Good morning. Thank you for checking in on the program. Number 2 was quiet your mind on a regular basis. Learn to get to a quiet place. Quiet your mind regularly. Get to a quiet place. Number 3 is promote thoughtful disagreement. Seek to understand before you push to be understood. We're talking about pivoting. This all having an open mind. We're talking about pivoting. We're talking about being able to pivot and still reach your goals. All right. Point number 4. Remove your blinders. How many points we got, Janae?
5.
Okay, 5. We're doing good. We're cruising along. He said, "Is there a rating on this show?" No, PG-13. Let's keep it PG, Dad. Let's keep. Dad's crazy. Point number 4: remove your blinders and keeping an open mind. Remove your blinders. Routine is good. Talking about switching your routine. Routine is good. It can have a plethora of benefits for efficiency, productivity, and decision fatigue. But routine, for the sake of routine, can feel like we're wearing blinders. Routine, just for the sake of it, can feel like we're wearing blinders, right? Sometimes we go into autopilot while the world fades into the background. Got to be careful there. Remove the blinders. Have an open mind. Now, I'm not talking about allowing. I'm always careful about allowing different influences to kind of penetrate and kind of throw you off course. But remove the blinders. Know what's going on. Know what's going on. So what you say, what you do, when you seek to understand, is relevant to what's happening in culture and what's happening in time. If you work in a solo environment, spend one day a week, working from a coffee shop. If I got to get up and I just work from home. Coffee shops are open, right? They let you sit there, go somewhere, work differently. Now, we all are working remotely, most of us, unless you are like my buddy Smooth the barber. You have a barber shop. But I think they even do some home stuff now. Remove the blinders. Go out and work from different places. And work from different areas. Remove the blinders. Open up your mind. Because when you do this, it promotes out-of-the-box thinking. It promotes me to look kind of outside of what I'm doing and how can this be done better, and removes out-of-the-box thinking, kind of remove the blinders on what you're doing. You have to, really, meet with peers, meet with mentors, meet with people in the industry that you love. My dad, I'm a pastor, and I have these talks with my father now. And do yourself a favor, record your conversations with your parents, especially as they get older. Record them. And so I talked to he pastored 41 years, and I talked to him. And of course, me pastoring 15, I have no idea compared to somebody who pastored 41 years successfully, without scandal. Okay, without foolishness. He pastored 41 years. And so I have mentors. He's one of them, industry colleagues. And so I asked them questions. What are some of the things that you did that I might be doing? You ought to have, you ought to have 7 questions prepared for everybody you talk to. 7 questions. If you go over to Spotify, you can check out my show on Spotify, Ralph Graves Jr. Show. Hopefully, I can interview some of you guys on Spotify. We're 18 episodes in, actually 19. Man, and this last 2 were phenomenal. But I have a set of questions that I ask. Sometimes I stick to it. You never know where these questions might lead. But you ought to have a set of questions, not to waste their time, but also a set of questions that allow them to pour into your life, especially if you have a mentor, that allow them to pour into your life when you're talking to them. If you want a copy of the questions I ask, you can email me at ralph@ralphgravesjr.com. And if you want to take an ad on the show, you can see Kair. You can advertise, or you can talk to Kair at k.bertc3e@gmail.com. But point number 4, remove your blinders. Allow people that are moving in the same direction to speak into your life, and accept it. Put your pride down. Don't be one of these people that can't nobody tell me nothing. Okay. All right. And that's exactly where you'll be. While the world moves on, there are some people who are further along than you. There are people that are better salesmen. There are people that are better, for me, there are people that are better at pastoring. There are people, I'm an author. People are better authors. I wrote 1 book, I wrote 2, working on 3, right? I talk to authors that have written 15, 20, 25, because I want to be there. All right. So remove your blinders and open up your ears, and humble yourself to be mentored right? Humble yourself to understand where those people have gone and where you can go. You guys got a problem with removing your blinders, Kyer, Janae?
No, I don't think I have a problem removing my blinders. I had like wrote down if you like, because it's good to be focused and everything, but
Right,
if
right.
you're just like you said in a routine just to be in a routine, you might become like irrelevant because you're not involved in anything else. Like you're just kind of just focusing on yourself, which everything has its time and place, but you want to be able to have an impact on other people's lives as well. And if you're just just nothing, you see nothing else, you miss an opportunity to be helpful.
Sure. What about you, Kyer, with these blinders?
Right, I agree with Janae. I don't think it's an issue.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing.
And here's the thing, it goes back to introducing yourself to variety. Removing your blinders is kind of go hand in hand with point number one. I like what Janae said. You become boxed in and you actually become irrelevant. Time passes you by. You become that hoarder that we watch on what's that channel? You become those hoarders.
It's called hoarders.
Hoarders.
What's the channel it's on? I don't know what it's on.
Oh, Discovery or something, maybe.
Yeah, because they failed to move on. They failed to remove blinders. Here's the thing that I want you guys to understand as we have a few minutes left in the show. You have to see the world you have to choose to see the world as an abundance of opportunities. You have to choose to see the world as an abundance of opportunities and see the benefits beyond just economics, just beyond the economical benefits. So you have to see the world as an abundance of opportunity. You have to see the world beyond just economical benefits. You have to see the world differently. You have to see the world differently. And when you see the world differently, you begin to see your place in it. We are not here because of happenstance. You're not here just because your mom and dad had a good night together. You're here for more than that. God gave you the nod to exist, right? So you're here to make an impact. You're here so that the world might benefit from your presence. And so for that to happen, we must grow. And if you're watching the show, if you're listening to the show, if you're sharing the show with somebody, we have to take responsibility for our own growth. My next book that I'm writing is all about attitude. God is so good to us that he gave us dominion over our attitude. And our attitude determines our altitude. Our attitude determines whether we're successful in anything. If you're bad with money, it's because you don't have a right attitude towards it. You're bad with relationships. If you're bad with, so we have 100% dominion over our attitude. So it's up to us. Stop blaming your mom and dad. Stop blaming a teacher that did you dirty. Okay, these things happened in your life, but you know what? It happened in other people's lives too. So I'm going to use what happened as fuel, or I'm going to use what happened I'm going to make it through. And I'm going to now go back and minister to or pour into the lives of those that went through the same thing. Remove your blinders and grow. Last point is this, and I hope this is helping somebody. Thanks for checking in Instagram Live. Instagram, we only got one viewer left. I don't know who it is, but thanks for hanging in. Facebook, thanks for hanging in here. Okay, the next thing is daydream. Okay, go back to Greg Caven on blinders. He says this. Blinders on a racehorse are to keep them from seeing anything else around them, only the road ahead, keeping them blind to the world around them. Take those blinders off. Thank you, Greg. Thank you for chiming in and saying that. I appreciate you saying that. Daydream. We're talking about growing, talking about having an open mind. Daydream. What are you talking about, daydream? Challenge for the go-getter types is daydreaming. Right. So a challenge, we write about daydreaming. We talk about daydreaming. I got this in my notes here. Daydreaming is anything but being idle or laziness. That's not what daydreaming is. Daydreaming is not being idle. It's not laziness. Research on daydreaming is a big field. but those who study it have shown that the participants reported increases their creative thinking. In other words, while you're meditating, I said move into contemplating, which is really a fancy word for daydreaming. Okay, for me, I contemplate on what this word of God said to me. Now I daydream, how am I going to apply this to my life? I'm going to daydream about what things can be, what things should be, how were the moves that I have to make, right? Schedule a time. Let your mind wander. I think it was Thomas Edison, right? He daydreamed to the point he would sit back in a rocking chair and he held it. This is a true story. He had a tin pail next to him, and he would hold a bolt in his hand over the tin pail, and he would kind of sit back and doze and daydream. And every time he would fall asleep, the pail would drop. It would drop in the pail and wake him up. And they would ask him. He said, "By doing this, I just found so many things to invent through this daydreaming process, quieting his mind and daydreaming, thinking about a need." And thinking about how to go about and provide that. Some of you have accomplished some great things just because you daydreamed about it, just because you thought about it a little longer. You thought of a solution. Heard a lot from my brother Greg Caven. He's a daydreamer. We heard a lot from Sister Deshauna Clark. Daydreamers. I know these people personally. They've accomplished some great things just because they took time to quiet and it ran across their minds and they had courage to go do it. Don't be afraid to daydream. You know, when I was a kid in school, and it's probably not good for me to say this, probably teachers will probably get mad at me. I wasn't good in school. I mean, I passed. That's all I want to do is pass. Daydreamed a lot. It's the daydreamers that become the biggest entrepreneurs. It's the daydreamers that become the inventors. It's the daydreamers that write the movies that we watch. It's the daydreamers that have you binge watching stuff on Netflix. It's the daydreamers. It's the daydreamers that it's not so much formatted. It's the daydreamers that. So don't be afraid to daydream. You guys comments on that? Janae, Kyer, what do you think?
I like it. I don't have anything to add to that.
And I tell the crowd, yes, I catch these two daydreaming all the time.
Yeah.
I catch them daydreaming all of the time. But guys, listen, we're down to about 3 minutes left in the show. I hope this helped you out. Let's go back to the five ways to keep an open mind, develop an open mind, introduce variety, quiet your mind on a regular basis, promote thoughtful disagreement, remove blinders, and don't be afraid to daydream. Guys, this was the first episode that we streamed this way, that we did live this way. It's going to get better week after week. Thanks for hanging in. Thanks for making this pivot with us. Guys, listen, if you want to take out an ad, come on, take out some ads. Let the world see what you have to offer. Let the world see what you have to offer. You saw Revive Hydration. Phenomenal place. It's let people see what you have to offer. If you've seen these ads and you've watched these ads and people are going to these places, you've seen X Athletics, you've seen a lot of ads being advertised here. It's because they saw me, and we're going to take out some ads and we'll make it happen for you. But thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, go out and get my book, Unstoppable. It's available at barnesandnoble.com, ralphgravesjr.com. Drop me an email. Talk to me about this program. If it's blessing you, shoot me a testimonial. I'll post it up, but definitely share this with somebody. And guys, keep me and my family in prayer. We'll be keeping you in prayer. Now, remember this: for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Final thoughts. Deshauna Clark says this: see the world beyond your current circumstances to get the greater later. She's rhyming. Told you she has a talent. There's so much more beyond what our naked eye can see. Open your eyes and see the light. Final thoughts, Kyer?
Have a good day, everyone.
Okay. Janae, final thoughts?
Let's see. Final thoughts. Open your mind. Be open-minded.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. My final thought is this, keep an open mind. Let's be all that God has called us to be. I'll see you guys later on this week on some platform, but we'll be here every Wednesday from 10 to 11. My name is Pastor Ralph Graves Jr. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you next time. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.